Hello everyone, WallaceMan105 here, back with another episode on the KeatsCraft SMP server. We're starting off today in the shopping district, sandwiched between Wall Ace Hardware and Weird Robert's very excellent looking shop, because I want to show off some work I was able to do between recordings for episode 8. While I was traveling, I was able to do some shop work on my laptop, and now my balance is clear over 200k. Ooh, a mushroom. As you can see, I have moved concrete up to the second floor and started to remodel the interior a little bit. If we head up this elevator, now you can see that the second floor is organized into these 4 aisles of 16 shops. This is going to let me organize colored building blocks and decor blocks as I have done with all of my concrete. And today, it is Glass's turn. I managed to load a few stacks into each of these boxes so that they're ready to stock. And with the magic of editing, they are! And a quick PSA to any KeatsCraft players watching this video. Something I've been making sure to do is to turn off the item displays in my more tightly packed shops. With so many shops, it's a lot of items in a small place, and it can really cause a performance impact on, you know, other players. So try to be a good neighbor. Moving on to the third floor. My redstone depot here has been extremely successful, and I have totally reworked all the prices to fit demand. Putting the prices on screen in my video the other episode was probably a terrible idea, to be honest. I still haven't stocked anything on the 4th floor or made a 5th floor. But honestly, we've got bigger fish to fry today. Back in Overbase Village, which still needs a better name, I am super excited to keep moving this project forward. Today's build is going to see a few townhouses along this block here, connected to the corner store here. I also want to build a proper bridge along Main Street here for the farmers, because some of them keep getting stuck in the river, which is suboptimal at best. The townhouses are going to be a twist of a design I've used before, and are going to have 4 beds per unit, I think. And then I also want to come over here and duplicate the corner store for the bank, and I think we're going to do a pallet swap, maybe with endstone brick. Haven't quite made up my mind. In any event, let me hop over to my creative world and show you guys the townhouse design I want to use. Over in the old reliable creative world, you can see that this is the style of townhouse I originally built a few months ago on my Crayon Box server. It's a really nice design. Honestly, I'm happy with how it came out. I really like what I did with this. And so for the rework, we're going to make it fit with the more brick and stone aesthetic of my KeatsCraft village. This is the design I'm currently working on and maneuvering with. And honestly, I'm really liking the version on the left here with the smooth stone. So we're going to set this up and have it run next to the corner store. I haven't fully designed out the backs yet, but honestly, they're just boxes with staircases in them, so this won't be super difficult. I'm changing up the order of things a little bit real quick, because I need to get a decent amount of emeralds quickly to have the materials I want to use for the townhouses. So first, we need to build the bank, and we need some villagers who will trade for iron. So, to that end, I'm here mining in the end because I want to build the bank out of endstone brick and quartz. The bank is now built, and honestly, I quite like it. I did a lot of looking around for IRL references, and I landed on this for the reef format. The structure is largely the same as the other corner here, but I've opened up the bottom floor a little bit and changed up the second floor. The second floor is now offices for these cartographers, sorry, loan and deed officers, in addition to the clerics working as bankers with the toolsmiths, allowing me to trade quite a lot of stuff. I'm now able to trade iron, netherwort, and paper, and get a steady supply of redstone, glowstone, and diamond gear, adding to the existing stations for Fletchers and Masons over in this store. This is really going to let me ramp up, especially with the iron farm we built a few days ago. So, woo! Now, to build these townhouses, I'm going to start by laying out the blocks needed. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where the first front door will be. 5. And then this is where the dividing wall is going to be. Let me grab something to mark that. This'll do. So we got the dividing wall there. Then, if that's the dividing wall, what we're going to want to do is bring this down just a bit by 1 block. Oh, now my shovel's readied. There we go. Now we'll start off on the next unit with... Or do we want to bring it over 2? We would need to bring it over 2. 2, 3, 4. Door. 1. And then the dividing wall. Which I suppose in this instance will also be the end point. So, I've adjusted the layout a bit and moved the roads down a little, so that way we're going to be able to fit an even number of buildings with a nice little gap from the street. And now I just need to build out the rest of the frame of the buildings. Well, that is the andesite frames done up. And the next step is going to be working on the facades and dividing walls. Then I'll do the interiors, the flooring, staircases, etc. And then I'll handle the back walls afterwards. With the facade work done, the next step will be to build the side, rear, and dividing walls, as well as the interior. For the moment, though, I gotta admit I'm pretty happy with how these turned out. I managed to break up the colors of the wall by alternating the brick palettes. So we've got nether brick and then standard brick. And for the section that's downhill, I managed to make a decent little entryway. I was holding off on a time lapse for this episode, but there's some things I want to go over, so we're just going to go ahead and kick it off here. So, at this point in the KeatsCraft community, we've started to get signals from the big man himself that this season of KeatsCraft will be coming to a rousing conclusion in the nearish future. When I joined the community in October, the season was pretty much already in its endgame. That said, there is still plenty of time to jump in, have some fun, do some builds if you're considering joining, and as always, the IP is in the description of my video. However, while we don't have a specific date yet, the general vibe is that it's getting vaguely close, or at least closer. So, to that end, while I'll be making episodes right up to the end, I am scaling back a few things while the season wraps up.
The eagle-eyed may have noticed that in the previous segment, the other block of houses are gone, and that's part of it. But also, the rest of the village build will be kept quite simple, so that I can leave some ideas in the tank for next season. So, what does that leave for this season? I'm so glad you asked. Before the end of the season, I want to get this village to a decent state, still need a farmhouse and some bridges. And I also want to get back to Keatopia and finally put a lid on the tower of my house. Yes, it's been like that for almost 2 months. Yes, it bothers me, and yes, it is totally an ADHD thing that I haven't done it yet. Another piece before the end of the season is the base tours video that I've been hyping up in-game, on camera, and in the Discord that was supposed to go up on New Year's Day. That didn't happen for a number of reasons, but now I've changed gears on it. So the new plan is for the video to come out as an end-of-season video, both so that the bases are at their best and to give as much time as possible to those who wish to be included to, put on the finishing touches. I do also have other content I want to make, like my MCMMO guide videos, my train series, and a few other handy tutorials. And that's just about all I need to say, so let's hand it back over to, well, me to close out the video.
Thanks for the handoff, me. So as you can see here, I've gone ahead and gotten these finished up. First floor is empty, second floor has 2 beds, third floor has 2 beds. Might change this up in the future, I might not. I've got this bell added out here to go ahead and help with villager navigation, and I've got the roofs all done. Changed up the outside of this building here, and that is going to be it for today's episode. I know I said I was going to get the bridge done, but I'm moving that to next week's episode. If you're watching from KeatsCraft, reach out to me to get included in the base tours, like I said. And if you're watching me from not KeatsCraft, then be sure to check out the description for the IP and come join us. But until next time, guys, this has been Wallace. I hope you enjoyed watching, and remember, take it easy.